Our washing machine recently broke, so it was just wobbling and didn't clean things completely.
We knew our washer had stopped working when we were doing laundry and it was making loud thumping noises. And then when we went to change the laundry, there was a bunch of white plastic bits inside the clothes and on the load. So we knew something was wrong and
we disassembled it to try and figure out what exactly the issue was, because a lot of these front load washers have the main drum bearing go out, in which case it would have been fixable, but it was actually the drive shaft became separated from the rest of the drum. So we're taking this opportunity to redo our laundry room a little bit. Not super in depth, but reposition some things and just reorganize the layout so that it's a better use of the space and feels more comfortable to use.
our plan right now is we're gonna keep the current dryer we have, and the new washer and dryer we're hoping to put against this wall to open things up so we don't have to crab walk quite as much when we move things from the washer to the dryer. So we'll have those against the back wall. The sink, we think we'll move it to here. Granted, we can. Hopefully we can hook that up. And then move these cabinets to above the washer dryer, but that might come with its own set of challenges. And then we want to extend this bar, get a new one along this wall, so it's a little bit longer and we still have hanging space. So it looks like we're painting.
It's painted to the wall.
Oh. Oops. Okay, you ready? I'm gonna help you shove it off. 1, 2, 3. Nice. There are a bunch of holes left behind by the cabinet. So right now we're gonna go through and try to patch those. Here we go.
After ripping off the splash guard for the sink, I tore off some of the drywall backing paper as well, so we're going to need to scrape all the loose bits off here so that we can protect the drywall with sealer.
So we're going in with Guard's Problem Surface Sealer. Just giving it one good coat.
For the next step, we're going to need to fill in all these holes and kind of smooth out where the paint and the drywall had been ripped away. So we're going to be using some all-purpose joint compound as kind of a skim coat and filler to smooth this out before we then seal it again and paint over it. I initially thought that this was going to be dry, just like a powder that would need to be mixed, but it's very wet, like a soupy or spackle. I'll have to come back and sand that up a little bit once it's dried, but I think it's looking pretty good.
Okay, so we have all of our paint supplies right now in the middle of our living room, just so we can spread out and kind of organize things before we bring them into the tight room. For the wall color, we got varnished ivory. The color on the top looks a little whiter. I don't know, we're just gonna see it on the wall. It'll be fine, it'll look good. Second paint we got is this gray color. We got it on sale from the Oops section. So this whole gallon of paint was $9. And the plan for this is to paint the cabinets this dark gray color and the rest of the room will be white. Hope it turns out good. Okay, I think we're ready to start. I think that's all we need to do. Woo. Yes. Okay. Ooh, look at how good it covers the spackle back there. Oh my gosh. Okay, don't hold the brush. This is still going really well. Honestly, the more I stare at this, it just looks great. I'm a mess. This brush is a mess. Oh, it's fine. I feel like I'm going crazy. I don't get it. Paint, paint. Really happy with it. I don't understand. I don't love it. It's not perfect, it's not terrible. Okay, this has been drying for about an hour and I really like the way it's turning out. Obviously, there's lots of stuff left to be done, but I think the color looks good. It looks very neutral, not pink, thank goodness. It's gonna look so good when it's all done. I'm really excited. I am not tall enough, so I just grabbed one of our kitchen chairs, but the thing is, we love them a lot and we don't want to ruin them, so I'm gonna have to be so careful. I hope this goes well. Okay, so the next part of the project is to get these cabinets painted. I think the dark gray color at the end of the laundry room will really make the room pop a little bit more, and I'm excited to see how it turns out. Okay, getting ready to paint the cabinets. So we have, again, this gray color, which was in the Oops section. So far, my biggest regret in this project is not buying fresh paint supplies and just believing that all the stuff we had was fine. So that's a little bit frustrating. It is what it is. And I just poured myself a whole lot of paint. Okay. They are coming along.
We've marked 16 inches off the wall for this first cabinet, and we'll drill a pilot hole into this so that we can drill straight into the wall and put us right on a stud.
The flashlight, I have to check for any
Leaks.
water leakage.
Yep.
The second check is to open the door and look from above to see if the tub is centered. It looks centered to me. Spin and swirl until the code appears and I'll press start. Spin and these aren't buttons though. Are they? Oh gosh. Alright, start over. come help me?
Oh.
Okay, so this says, press the power button, then immediately press and hold both the spin and soil buttons until a code appears in the display. Gosh darn it.
We are going to be installing a clothes hanging system that's just a pole suspended by some rope and pulleys so that we can adjust the height to hang stuff on it and then raise it back up so it's a bit more out of the way while we're actually hanging stuff. To do that, we have some pulleys, some hooks for holding those pulleys in the ceiling, some rope, and a little 3D printed cleat to tie the rope off on the wall, keep everything at the height we want.
Or just put the manta ray up. It's still really wet, but looks so good. I wanted to take a minute and explain why we have the washer and dryer pushed off to the side but not completely to the left, and why the cabinets are the way they are. So originally this was obviously over here and over here, and then in order to move them to this space, we had to clear the gas pipeline, which you've seen in other parts of this video. And then on this side, we had to make sure that we could reach the water shut off for the whole house. So we couldn't get too close to this side either. And then the dryer plug had to be able to plug in. Hang on. Can't see it. The dryer plug barely reaches where it is. So this is the furthest we could put the dryer to the right, and the closest we could put the washer next to it. So this is kind of what the situation is. Okay, here is the completed laundry room. We have the gray cabinets and we have the poles, black poles on them. And then the completed mural. This is our drying rack, drying bar. So as you can see, there's plenty of room for the hangers here. It's not too close to the wall. We have storage for some of our larger cleaning items. Right here, we can still easily get to this water shutoff. There is a little bit of a gap between the back of the machines and the wall, but that's not really an issue for us. We don't tend to store a lot of things on top of the dryer. This is how the cord organization turned out. Again, you can see the cords and we're really aware of that, but we prefer this layout so much more. And at this time, we weren't really willing to knock out walls or make huge changes. And the sink in this corner just makes so much more sense for us. It's out of the way. It has a lot more space. We can hang things over the sides and don't have to worry about them too much. Overall, the room turned out really great.